Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Hey, Rob.
Well, hello, Sandra.
Yeah, today I want to talk about how much our environment has changed in terms of the food landscape in the last few decades.
Oh, it's like completely different. Completely different.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Like, I think of when I was a kid going to the store, and the store would be pretty basic. I mean, you'd have everything, but a few different varieties of bread and milk. And it's kind of like stores in really small towns now. Like, they don't have the big mega grocery store. They've still got the little mom and pop grocery store. That's what all stores used to be like. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now you've got these stores that are like massive and huge buggies and just endless options for food. Mm-hmm. Different varieties of everything. And it's mind-boggling and it's expensive. And there's so many more products now than there ever used to be. It's like food isn't a necessity, it's a commodity now. Do you know what I mean? Like food producers have realized that, oh, there's a market for this. We can make food products. It's not just about selling fruit and vegetables and bread and milk and eggs and your basic foods. We're going to take all that stuff and we're going to make products that we can sell to people, because it used to just be the basics. Right. And
yeah.
now it's the basics are still there, but they're just like drowned out by all the products that have been made and brought to market, and marketing with food. Mm-hmm. That never used to be a huge thing. Mm-hmm. So that's changed.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because if you think of a dry goods store, that's food, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're getting some basic like dried beans and nuts and seeds and oats, or you know what I mean? You think of like you're getting some basic food without all the marketing hype, mm-hmm. the packaging, mm-hmm. all the additives, like when they take food and they change it, right? Like you think of yogurt. If you made yogurt at home, mm-hmm. it's just yogurt. But now there's all these different types of yogurt, all these different flavors, right?
Yeah, different ways. They're putting, what do they put in it? The little bits. Remember we bought that one home one day and there's like little bits of fiber or something in it.
Yeah, but I think you can even get them with like candies and stuff in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, bits. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, weird.
I mean, it's just so interesting. It's so different than 30 years ago. Like it's like that's a good example of like the yogurt section in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. It used to be maybe, I don't know, a few different varieties maybe. Mm-hmm. But there's so many more companies. There's so much more choice. And humans love variety.
Yeah, the thing is with variety, you think that you can't make a decision, so you're going to buy them all.
Right. It's like going to a buffet, right?
Yeah.
You're not just going to have one or two things on the buffet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's become a totally consumer product now instead of just a basic necessity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, here's an interesting thing, and I was just mentioning this to Sandra the other day for a completely different reason, but I do all the recycling in our house, and when you go to the landfill, like the dump, to get rid of your stuff, your garbage, whatever you're cleaning up, your garage or whatever, or you go to the recycling depot, it's really fascinating to see, because they have it all sorted. So they have all the plastic bags are all get dumped into one bin. So we're dumping all our plastic bags, you know, your bread bags, your chip bags, your cereal bags, any plastic wrapping kind of thing, dumping it all in, and to see it all in this massive container, and it's all the things people are eating. Mm-hmm. It's a giant, it's a
reflection.
Exactly. And there's so much junk. Oh. There's so much junk that people are eating. And the same with the landfill. I mean, that should be like a a field trip for kids in like grade 5.
Yes.
Seriously, because, and this is a total tangent, I apologize, but it's such a reflection of our society, of the throwaway society, and the things that, like when you go to the garbage dump and you look out on that big, huge field, they don't let you out there anymore very often, but you can still go and look. Depends on the landfill, I suppose, but it's a massive field of just everything we've gotten rid of.
Right.
And it's mind-boggling, the stuff that's out there. And it really makes you think, okay, like when you're throwing something away, it makes you think twice about it. But it's such an interesting reflection of society and who we are and how we operate, how we function, how we deal with our stuff.
Right. And a lot of it, as you were saying, are packages for food.
Well, that's the interesting thing at the recycling, because it's a lot of food products. Like there's a bin that's for plastics. So your milk jugs, your yogurt tins, your all that stuff. And same thing, you look in there and it's like, wow, the people drink a lot of chocolate milk or a lot of cream cheese or whatever, right? It's the things you notice when you see them in mass amounts like that.
But the crinkly paper?
Oh, it's all potato chip bags. Most of them, Doritos and all those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not tofu wrappers. Well, ours are, but...
Well, we have a few of the crinkly papers, too.
Yeah, we got a couple of Dorito bags in there. But... No, it's pretty amazing, though.
Yeah, no, it's really... It'd be an interesting study to see, like, a time capsule from 50 years ago in the recycling depot. They didn't have them back then.
Oh,
compared to now,
totally.
And just like there's so many new products and different food that is in our environment that we're eating all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people just automatically think, oh, it's all the chemicals and the sprays that they're putting on the vegetables and fruits. But a lot of it is the ultra processed foods, like the foods that are made in a factory and put in a package that we're all eating. That is what's changing in our food supply. The big part. I mean, there's a lot of things, right? It's there's like a ton of things that are different than 50 years ago. But a lot of it is just the food that is going to market is like the tastiest food, because the food scientists are picking the tastiest food out of the 5 products they're tasting, and they get rid of all the other 4. And that's happening all the time. So these big food companies are always raising the bar in terms of our taste buds and only putting to market the foods that humans really love to eat. So we're getting that, what's it called? That bliss point. It's just perfect. So we're getting our taste met and we're like enjoying that food, but it's more and more processed. And with the processing, there's emulsifiers. We did an episode on emulsifiers. There's the artificial flavoring, the coloring, the sweeteners. All of these things are making our overall diet quality to be further away than nature intended.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting, though? The other end of the spectrum, we've got a couple apple trees in our yard here, and I did a comparison. I bought a store-bought apple and brought it home, and I picked one off our tree, and I did a blind taste test with everyone in our family, and I cut a piece of each, and I said, okay, one's from the store and one's from our tree. Which is which? Everyone in the family, they took one bite, and they knew right away. They didn't even have to try both. You either tasted I think you tasted the store-bought one first, and it was super bland. It looked perfect. It was big. It looked perfect.
Yeah.
Like photo perfect, but it had zero flavor.
Yeah.
Like
that's
it was
so
just
true.
bland. It was
I knew right away.
Yeah, you knew right away.
It was ours are sweeter.
Yeah, they had so much more flavor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I know.
So, I mean, there's that too. Yeah, when you're picking your produce, it's like, wow, these are beautiful, whatever. They're big and plump and perfect and the right shape, the right color. But they've all been modified to look that way. And in that process, there's no flavor. And the same with some other vegetables we've tried recently too. The same deal. The stuff that's grown in your garden, it's full of flavor.
Oh yeah, the tomatoes that we got from the CSA box.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's from Joanne, who we did an episode with her.
Yeah, Rome Market Garden.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, her food is just like so flavorful and like tastes so good.
Yeah.
Compared to
carrots were good.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, ooh, this is what a carrot tastes like. It's been so long since I've had one that's fresh out of the ground.
I know.
Oh, they're so tasty.
Yeah. And then there's food deserts around big urban centers where there's no place to buy vegetables and fruits.
Is that what food desert means?
Yeah. There's only like a convenience store. So you can only get, like the hot dog spinning on the...
Oh, man.
And
the stale pizza. And...
Yeah. Or the crinkly packaged chips and the chocolate bars.
Or a can of beans or something too, I'm sure. But it's probably $8 for, it's not your decent grocery store.
Or even just a place to get produce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a market.
Right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that's happening. We talked to Shannon Dobbs.
Mm-hmm. That was a while back.
Yeah, that was a guest interview we did and talked all about food deserts and food redistribution and trying to get healthy food into different areas and trying to get people that don't have access to healthy, whole, minimally processed foods to, have that option. There's so much more technology, and that has made our life more busy. And now we don't have time to cook food, prepare food, buy food, like buy groceries. We go through the drive-through. We get the DoorDash. We get food delivered to us because it's easier, and we don't have time because technology, like we have access to our email. We are always like, there's social media. So there's all these different things that are
just drawing our attention. It's not a 9-to-5 world anymore. It's like 24/7.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember when things used to be closed on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you get mad if something's closed. Even on Christmas Day, you expect something to be open because you need something. And sure enough, there's probably a Walmart or something open. It's things are totally different now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's like the food part, like we were talking about how the kind of food landscape, but that also affects our stress level and our, if we're always busy and, we're pinched for time, then it increases our cortisol levels. We have like more anxiety and more, like we feel like we're not doing enough, even though you're probably doing a lot or too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So all these things can impact how your body is operating and how you're sleeping too, because that's impacted with the stress in our life.
Mm-hmm.
And also technology impacts our sleep where, we have blue light, we have these stimulating technology that's on 24/7. So if you're not putting your phone in a different room or, having the...
I can't do that because I might miss a message. I might miss that email that comes through at 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Sleep hygiene. We did an episode on sleep hygiene, right? And also another episode on shift work, because for people that are doing shift work, that really affects their circadian rhythms and their body and how their health is impacted. And part of that is being stimulated or being on in the middle of the night. And, a lot of us are doing that anyways if you're waking up and looking at your phone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True.
Because it's the same thing. You're actually reducing your melatonin, your natural melatonin, when you wake up and you see an artificial light in the middle of the night. That actually shuts down that melatonin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So humans are very intricate. They're not intricate. We have a lot of processes and systems going in our brain, and we evolved out of nature. We evolved in nature. Mm-hmm. So now that we're so far removed from nature, it really impacts how our body works and how our overall health is.
True. Yeah. So something to think about. It's interesting when we're living you don't notice changes as much when you're living it day to day, you know, but if you stop and take a look at things and just kind of say, yeah, you know, like this is the way it was 30, 40 years ago, and this is the way it is now. Maybe, you know, do a Google image search of a few different things, and just, it's good to understand kind of how things have changed and maybe think about why, and if it's benefiting us or not.
Well, it's interesting. I think a lot of our quality of life has improved in terms of our, you know, just with technology and with all our modern conveniences, but we have to now work at exercise. We have to work at eating well. We have to work at sleep hygiene, and we have to work at tapping out, meditation and stress reduction and breathing, you know, like, so I think definitely overall our quality of life is better, and like life is always improving, but we just have to remember and be mindful that we came from nature, and we should definitely keep looking at trying to reduce all of these ultra processed foods and packaged foods, and try to eat more whole, minimally processed foods like the vegetables, the fruits, you know, it's the same message we just did about the cholesterol.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's lots of changes, and I agree. I think our life is probably what did you say? Our
quality of life?
Quality of life is definitely probably improved. Definitely probably. But yeah, along with that are things that maybe we need to be mindful of, like you said. So it's good to slow down the pace a bit and just be aware of what's changed and what's good and what isn't, and yeah, adapt. Keep yourself moving forward in a healthy way. And
keep yourself moving too, because being sedentary and sitting can be riskier than smoking for your health. It's like it's so dangerous. And our body's natural way is to be moving a lot. So now with the modern conveniences, we're sitting in our office chairs, we're sitting on the couch, we're sitting in the car, we're sitting on buses, we're sitting a lot of our day.
True.
So it's really important to try to get up and move and keep active.
There you go. Little health nugget for you to ponder. If you want some more information on what we do on all sorts of different health related and nutrition related topics, check out our website. It's mywifethedietitian.com. There's all sorts of great articles there you can check out. We have a weekly newsletter, all sorts of different things there, recipes, nutrition tips, upcoming shows, that sort of thing. It's free to join. It's on our website as well. If you have questions, feel free to drop us a line. It's mywifetherd@gmail.com. We get listener questions all the time and love to answer those for you. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Love hearing from people there as well. Give us a like while you're there. That certainly helps. Rating and reviewing certainly helps too. Love when people do that for us. And share with your friends, share with your family, share with your barber, anybody who you think would enjoy hearing what we have to say and improving their health and diet and nutrition and information. It's all good stuff. So yeah, share. That is it for this week. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate everyone coming out and listening. We will be back next Monday with a full episode. So until then, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.